you, Jorin. Hi, I'm Tamir, and I have to start with a confession. Lately, I've been feeling we live in a fairy tale, especially us, all of us here at AWE. In the past 10 years, we've been working hard on experiences, technologies, capabilities that showcase that spatial computing is important. Practically, trying to bring and call upon the giants of the world to join us and to deliver a headset that is ready for all day, every day, lightweight, something we can use in our everyday lives. And the giants, well, they heard us. And you know who I'm talking about. You know, it's one of them is magical. One of them gives us a vision of the world, and one of them, sends us on these amazing quests. One, two. But practically, when these giants stomped into reality, we realized there's one thing that they were kind of blinded by. They had a blind spot, and while the technology that they are bringing is amazing, they took us, the villagers, by surprise, they left us, I would say, somewhat, frustrated, maybe a little bit confused. We were very excited by the fairy tales of what spatial computing can do. But at the end of the day, the physical reality of it kind of prevented from the magic to happen. And we all have tried, worked, we have those technology, we love everything it brings to our world, but it's collecting dust. It's either too heavy, uncomfortable, messes with your hair and makeup, it's a problem for some of us. And some of them are just awkward to wear, not socially acceptable. And I don't think we should also forget that the one thing that we needed is a killer app, is a reason to actually use, to wear these headsets so that we would have a reason to enjoy the world of spatial computing. And the killer app just is not there. We're not seeing it in any headset. Well, with maybe one exception, I think we can all agree that fun exercise is definitely interesting. But the dream remains true. The question of what will get us to the point where we're wearing a headset that we have a reason to use, that we enjoy spatial computing in our everyday lives. Especially us here at AWE that have been working on this for more than 10 years, bringing and making it step by step, getting us closer. And this is a question I've been asking for the past 20 years. I've been working on the domain and started with PrimeSense, where we built depth sensors, brought the first world depth sensors that truly understood us as people, practically making computers allow us to integrate and create content that is compelling, relevant, fun to use. We tried to bring that fantasy into reality, and in many cases we failed. Some of these experiences are great. With a little bit of work, we were able to create compelling use cases. Others, we actually have stumbled upon use cases that are impossible and cannot actually be brought to our real world. This use case, for example, every object can become a wheel. Every physical object can be something else in the digital world. This is 2005, right? This is 20 years ago. And this keyboard, for example, I was the only one able to ever play it. Anytime we needed to demo, I was the one demoing it because it required the operator of the demo to understand where the keys are in the physical space while looking at a 2D monitor. Now, we've done keyboards, virtual keyboards, we've done gesture control, we've done everything we're still talking about as where it's going to be, but we had to make the hard decisions. What were the ones that would deliver the future now? What would end up leading us to be able to bring Microsoft into the table and deliver Kinect to the world? Solved 30 million of these actual solved and addressed needs for people. We then continued to work with Apple and ended up in the iPhone as the Face ID, understanding all of us when we log into our devices, and continue to Vision Pro, where it's part of the seamless interaction and capabilities of understanding the environment. Now, these are amazing. Magic Leap, I think, is the closest thing that we've ever seen to the future of spatial computing. A lot of what we're seeing coming to market now, Magic Leap 1 already delivered and showed. And well, Magic Leap 1 was practically just the beginning. A lot of the things that Magic Leap had inside, which I still cannot talk about, are depicting even a further future. And I do always go back to where I came from. I always am, at the end, a villager. I grew up on a farm. I milked cows. I helped harvest the fields. I collected eggs. My grandparents, always were happy to have me, but my head was always at, but can't technology do it? Where can we add technology to it? Growing up in the 80s, in the 90s, seeing the technological revolution. And it always ended up, with begging the questions of how do we get technology into our everyday lives? How do we bring spatial computing to practically here? How do we get to everyday glasses, something that is a wearable, that has a use case, that we would actually feel socially accepted by using? And whenever we talk about that, we get the questions of, well, when are the glasses going to be completely clear? When will glasses become fully wireless so there's no cables? When are they going to be so lightweight so I won't feel them like any other glasses? While all of these questions are good, there is a question of where are we today with technology? What capabilities can we add to today's technology that would take us one step towards the future of spatial computing? And this is where we are. Practically today, we're using laptops, we're using mobile phones, we're using tablets. We don't even find a reason to use spatial computing in our everyday lives. In addition to those, we are starting to see technologies that are spatial computing coming into our lives, some very futuristic, some delivering on actual technologies that are more close to the end goal of glasses. And I think the question that we need to address is how do we move and how do we bridge from those laptops into those glasses? What is that step in the middle that would take us all the way to the future of spatial computing? And with that bridge in mind, I do want to recall that last year, when I was here, we announced Spacetop Early Access. It won the Best of AWE. It since, by the way, won the Time Best Inventions, one of 4 companies in the world that won the award for AR and VR. By the way, 2 of which were Apple Vision Pro and Sightful Early Access Spacetop. That was the first step into bridging that gap. And what I'm extremely happy to announce today is Spacetop Gen 1. Thank you. Now, we learned a lot from Spacetop Early Access and baked a lot of that into Spacetop Gen 1. But at the end of the day, Spacetop is a 100-inch laptop that fits in your bag. Now, we're here to show it. You can go on the show floor to see it. But at the end of the day, laptops we carry in our backpack. And this is Spacetop Gen 1. Isn't it just stunning? I'll let Kevin here take it to the audience so you guys can try it. Please hand it back to us at the end, though. At the end of the day, we want Spacetop Gen 1 to be both a laptop and an Excel device, but it has to start with being a great laptop. It has to. And I'm happy to say that Spacetop Gen 1, for its audience, is the best laptop, period. It can be your daily driver. I've already replaced my laptop a year ago with Spacetops. Now, with that in mind, we do have many things that a laptop needs to be able to deliver for people to actually love it. And we've heard our early access audience. Gen 1 has the best productivity keyboard out there. It features a trackpad that is the size of MacBook touchpads. We've perfected all materials so that it slides into your backpack easily, but also firmly protect the glasses so that you never worry about anything that happens with your backpack. Throw it around. It's all good. This is a laptop. Now, laptops today are going through a very big transition. We just heard Microsoft, Satya announce that their new Surface line has 45 teraops of AI compute. I'm happy to announce that with the Snapdragon XR2 Spacetop sports 48 teraops for AI compute. So we're not only pushing the forefront on the spatial computing capabilities and the laptops, but thanks to our amazing partners at Xreal, we are able to bring a device that we can use every day, all day, in a socially acceptable way, with glasses that, well, aren't they just beautiful? Thanks to our partners at Xreal, really pushing the limits and bringing technology in a way that I wish I could say the giants have been helping us. And I'm sure the giants are going to all look at what is happening at AWE and realize there's a better way and a faster way to get to such solutions. Xreal helped us also address one of the biggest concerns. Laptops today have a very big issue. Not just laptops, but especially AR glasses. When you go outdoors, when it's a very illuminated and bright environment, your screens wash out. Compared to any other laptop, Gen 1 is by far the brightest laptop out there. Take any laptop from any maker, including MacBooks, in a very sunny day, place it next to Gen 1, and thanks to dynamic dimming, we have the best brightness. So it's not just the best laptop, it's also your brightest display wherever you go. And to enable all of those features, we built SpaceOS. SpaceOS captures everything you need in order to have spatial productivity and take it into steps that standard laptops would not even get close to. With our virtual canvas, a 100-inch canvas that comes with you wherever you go, you can be more productive than on your standard screens. And that canvas really needs to be able to come with you everywhere. And we've just seen the announcement by Apple where they said, we're taking travel mode and supporting not just airplanes, but also trains. Amazing. Spacetops, thanks to SpaceOS, actually have travel mode that works everywhere. Trains, Uber rides, boats, go-karts. I can't wait to try it on Six Flags. Practically wherever you go, your virtual screen stays connected to your keyboard. And that is part of why we're building SpaceOS as a capability that is unique and working collaboratively with the hardware. Now, we want you to be able to stay productive wherever you go, and no matter how fast the world moves around you. And we have early access users who have been using Spacetops practically in places we never imagined. And what they tell us is they love some of the SpaceOS features. They love the ability to swipe backwards and forwards in order to zoom in on the content that they need to when you really need to crunch through something, or push it back, practically getting a full bird's eye view on everything that you're working on in a snap of a second. Can't even imagine starting that on a laptop. Now, they did challenge us with saying, you know, the amazing 100-inch canvas is so big, I want to sometimes quickly get to what's on my left or what's on my right. Also, when I'm laying in bed, I want to be able to have that canvas up top, be able to be comfortably walking from bed. Happy to say we baked all of that into SpaceOS. Swipe left and right to rotate the canvas, be able to just raise it or lower it, by the way, to the position that is the most comfortable for you. All of that is doable today with SpaceOS. When you check out Spacetop, try that. Now, this is, I mean, I know what you're thinking, a 100-inch canvas. I continue losing my cursor on a 27-inch screen. How can I even be productive? And I think that's where spatial computers start take the next step, something that standard computers can't even start to imagine. Spatial computers have the best context computers have ever had on us as the users. Spatial computers understand what our intent is. SpaceOS is capable to make sure that the mouse cursor is exactly where you want it to be. No matter how much you try, you cannot lose the cursor in Spacetop. Again, I invite you to try it. And that exact same context is actually what helps us make sure we can make AI the best AI has ever been. Spatial computing sees the world, sees the real world, sees the digital world. It hears a lot around us. We see AI coming, and we do understand one thing. AI provides us great capabilities. But all of the promise of AI only comes true when you have the full context. And that is part of why we baked that AI compute in, because we need that context to also be bound by privacy. We cannot ever have spatial computers ship all of your information, send it to the cloud so that any other algorithms can learn everything that's happening around you. That is just unacceptable. So to quickly recap everything we ran through and much more, Spacetop really provides the best laptop capabilities, sports many features. I can speak all day about everything that's coming. But there's much more than we can do from here. And what we actually, and what I want to ask you, is I want you to join us. I want you to become space makers. I want to offer you the ability to influence what we are building into our SDK, what we will be building as the API to developers. Help us understand how to extend Spacetop, how to make it an even better spatial computer. We are now opening a developer community. It's just the beginning. We just want your feedback as to what you would do with this platform as we evolve it. By scanning the QR code, you can join our Discord. And one last thing maybe is a thought that we're having, which is what if we could actually make every laptop a spatial computer? I look forward to seeing everyone and meeting you at our booth 307 and see how we can build all of that together. Thank you.